Netflix adds Best Vampire Movie that fans say is underrated classic. Netflix has just added what's being hailed as the best vampire movie to its streaming platform for all horror fans. Despite first hitting screens in 1985, Fright Night continues to be a beloved classic among horror aficionados of all generations. Directed by Tom Holland, Fright Night tells the story of teenager Charley Brewster, who is known to its streaming lineup for all horror enthusiasts. Despite its original release in 1985, Fright Night remains a cherished classic among horror buffs across generations. Directed by Tom Holland, it tells the tale of teenager Charley Brewster, an avid horror film junkie. However, when a mysterious new neighbor moves in, no one buys into his suspicions, even as strange occurrences begin to transpire. The movie's synopsis reads, "Teenage Charley Brewster is a horror film junkie, so it's no surprise that when a reclusive new neighbor moves next door, Brewster becomes convinced he's a vampire. It's also no surprise that nobody believes him. The film was successful enough to inspire a remake in 2011 starring David Tennant and Colin Farrell. However, it's the original film that continues to create a buzz. The movie aficionado teams up with a washed-up fright flick actor to take on the vampire next door in this witty and spine-tingling horror pastiche. With a solid rating of 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, the reviews keep pouring in. One fan gushed, "A high school monster kid and a local horror host team up to take on a 1,000-year-old bloodsucker. Is there a cooler vampire flick out there?" Fans are hyped up over Fright Night streaming on Netflix, showering the film with praise for its chilling vibes. An exuberant viewer raved, "Fright Night proves itself as a great, spooky film thanks to its excellent special effects, suitably atmospheric score, cleverly handled premise, and a gleefully devious portrayal by Chris Sarandon." One dedicated fan shared their lifelong affection for the film. "This has been on repeat for me since I was 5. It's a classic horror movie that will stand the test of time." Another film buff fondly reminisced, "My first horror film at age 7, and it's still one of my favorite vampire films of all time. They could ever do the makeup practical effects compared to CGI nowadays." Others were more succinct but no less enthusiastic, with a comment like, "This is one of my favorite horror movies." Renowned critic Jeffrey Westhoff had even been cited in Metro as naming it the best vampire in movie history, pointing out its critical acclaim. Comments under YouTube trailer also reflected admiration, as one person stated, "Underrated horror classic, one of the absolute best." Taking it further, another added, "One of best vampire movies." Chris Sarandon and Roddy McDowall are always been very underrated actors. Despite first hitting screens in 1985, Fright Night continues to be a beloved classic among horror aficionados of all generations. Directed by Tom Holland, Fright Night tells the story of teenager Charley Brewster, who is known as a Fright Night for a dose of timeless terror, now available on Netflix.